What's all this hullabaloo? Absolute poppycock. All this palaver. I will not stand for these shenanigans. Stop blathering. What an absolute donut. Stop faffing about. Stop lollygagging. We haven't got all day. Balderdash. Stop dilly-dallying and get on with it. I will not stand for these shenanigans.
I have seen your cries and have shouted your sorrow. Have passed through the harvest of your loves against the castle powers.
Alphabet is recombined. Data is mine. Chatbots are designing. Alphabet is recombined. Data is mine. Chatbots are designing. Alphabet is recombining. Data is mine.
Poetry marked by its aversion to conformity, to received ideas expected or mandated, dead.
Working machine.
Oh man, slow-mo dead from a little dead.
Tomorrow is Levell.
Slow-mo dead from a lead. By a fool with a
You aim way too low, my friend, and every monster has a story too. Yours is boring, your time is I watch.
Aren't the culture products of official verse culture served up to customers exactly
Tut. It's a complete and utter muddle. Stop dilly-dallying and get on with it. What a brouhaha.
passages from Attack of the Poetics, University of Chicago Press.
passages from Attack of the Difficult Poems, which is my ebook that's just published from the
digital technologies for literacy. Literacy is to digital technologies for literacy is to alphabetic
Nobody. With feverish aspirations to get inside your naked love.
Electricity, as apparatus, functions in 3 registers. Technology, the corporation with its commodity form, The corporation projects at the collective level of institutions the faculty of visceral appetite and desire of individual human beings to order reality according to the form of aesthetic judgment. The corporation projects at the collective level of institutions the faculty of visceral appetite and desire of individual human beings to order reality according to the form of aesthetic judgment. The corporation projects at the collective level of institutions the faculty of visceral appetite and desire of individual human beings to order reality according to the form of aesthetic judgment. This is fun. The corporation
What a brouhaha. I will not stand for these shenanigans. Stop dilly-dallying and get on with it. What an absent confound. Stop blathering. Stop dilly-dallying and get on with it. Oh, how unfortunate.
Rags, I have drawn against my ruin. Wisdom, these rags, I have drawn against my ruin. Wisdom.
Alphabet is recombining, data is mining, chatbots are designing. Alphabet is recombining, data is mining, chatbots are designing. Alphabet is recombining, Data is mining. Chatbots are designing. Alphabet is recombining. Data is mining. Chatbots are designing. Alphabet is recombining. Data is mining. Chatbots are designing. Alphabet is recombining. Data is mining. Chatbots are designing. Alphabet.
Love. Sing, swing, sing, swing, sing, swing, that means sing, swing, sing, swing, sing, swing.
Nice, hope, light, share, love. Yes, sound, love. Nice, hope, light, share, love. Yes, sound, love. Whisper.
Okay. Because
What's all this hullabaloo? What an absolute kerfuffle. Absolute poppycock. What a brouhaha. I will not stand for these shenanigans. Absolute poppycock. All this palaver. All this palaver. What a brouhaha. All this palaver. What a brouhaha. Stop blathering. That is complete codswallop. There's a cue, you know.
Large language models are accepting cookies. Elevated models are on chunky platforms. Large language models are accepting cookies. Elevated models are on chunky platforms. Large language models are accepting cookies. Elevated models are on chunky platforms. Large language models are accepting cookies. Elevated models are on chunky platforms. Large language models are accepting cookies.
You come again? You can't compete with me. I have the best word in the market. What have I become? A monster, a truly evil one. Kill me, kill me.
he made my moment, nobody. Won't you come along with me to the boundless melting messiness, the place of infinite vibration? Maybe nobody. Won't you come along with me to the boundless melting messiness, the place of Each person will find what is theirs to remember, to recuperate, to heal. Inside the vast, bleeding woundscape that defines the crazy, loony bin, sing a long time. Float with me, fly with me. Float with me, fly with me. Float with me, fly with me.
In the room, the women come and go, talking of Michelangelo. Come and go, talking of Michelangelo. Wisdom.
Electricity, as an institution, and as a metaphysics, and as an apparatus of every day, takes up this human capacity of attraction and repulsion, just as literacy took up the force of true and false, technology, just as orality concerned itself with right and wrong behavior. And here's the challenge, though. When we think about the institutions of electricity and its metaphysics, we understand that
power, money, greed, the compendiums of wealth, sheer brute of might becomes right. Blind old men wantonly search the night for answers, find nothing but a litter of empty coffins. The star of Bethlehem is silent. Welcome. It does not shine the path for us. And when we try to walk on water, we welcome to your mortality.
Sindigina dambel tempa tempara pouf ding ding dina bel ben bang das the boot does dina Isou pour moi. Tabou, 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 tabou. 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 Isou, pour moi. Tabou. Isou pour moi. Tabou. Isou pour moi. Tabou. Isou pour moi. Tabou. Oh,
Complete and utter tosh. Stop blathering. What's all this
Lick my coffee beans. You are spilling what you grow. And deserves as a illusion. You have
That is complete codswallop. Stop lollygagging. We haven't got all day. What a brouhaha. Stop faffing about. Stop faffing about. Absolute poppycock.
Right and wrong, true and false, fundamentally scientific. Electricity doesn't replace those two, but it supplements
Visceral.
this third dimension, specifically attraction and repulsion. This is a crucial part of understanding the invention of electricity.
Appetite.
It's concerned with pleasure and pain, joy and sadness. This is the dimension it opens to ontology. It opens
Aesthetic judgment.
specifically that immediate experiential dimension of well-being in which individual human beings feel joy or sadness. Right and wrong, what truth was for literacy, desire is for electricity. Right and wrong, true and false, fundamentally scientific.
Technology
doesn't replace those two, but it supplements them. Third dimension, specifically attraction and repulsion. This is a crucial part of understanding the invention of
Open your ears. There are holes in your head, holes in your heart. I want us to go dead, deader, to nail deadly quiet. Open your ears. There are holes in your head, holes in your heart. I want us to go dead, deader, to nail deadly quiet. Open your ears. There are holes in your head, holes in your heart. I I want us to go dead, deader, to nail deadly quiet. Open your ears. There are holes in your head, holes in your heart. I want us to go dead, deader, to nail deadly quiet. Open your ears. There are holes in your head, holes in your
So, that donut!
Power, money, greed, the compendiums of wealth, sheer brutal might becomes right. Blind only.
Tax grabs are using the apps. Social engineers are taking the rap. Flexible networks are stretching their limits. Bitcoin is shaking its moneymaker. Buying a little time. Tax grabs are using the apps. Social engineers are taking the rap. Flexible networks are stretching their limits. Bitcoin is shaking its moneymaker. Buying a little time. Tax grabs are using the apps. Social engineers are taking the rap. Flexible networks are stretching their limits. Bitcoin is shaking its moneymaker.
Dina, bel, bang,
Wipe your hands across your mouth. The worlds revolve like ancient women gathering. Wipe your hands across your mouth. The worlds revolve like ancient women gathering to wipe your hands across your mouth. The worlds revolve like ancient women gathering to wipe your hands across your mouth. The worlds revolve like ancient women gathering to wipe your hands across your mouth. The worlds revolve like ancient women gathering to wipe your hands across your mouth.
The dominant faculty organizing reality in electricity is the aesthetic capability of sensation, the seat of imagination, which guides judgment by attraction to visceral. The dominant faculty organizing reality in electricity is the aesthetic capability of sensation, the seat of imagination, which guides judgment by attraction, repulsion. The dominant faculty of organizing reality in electricity is the aesthetic capability of sensation.
strangle their meanings, weigh them down with unsupportable chance, reduce them to sentiment, strip them to their empty cores, and they still keep coming back for more. Poems are remarkably resilient, originality, far less likely to be injured by incursions into their autonomy and excursions into their association than we have any reason to
I want us to hear what has gone down, buried in the depths of your heart, of your lungs, of your empty spaces. I want us to hear what has gone down, buried in the depths of your heart, of your lungs, of your empty spaces. I want us to hear what has gone down, buried in the depths of your heart, of your
Criticism engages and extends the work of the poem. But criticism is not the end of poetry, nor is the poem the final destination, chance of analysis and research. The poem is an initial point of embarkation on a journey
Ooh, yeah. Gentle whispers entering my ear. Please, to reach my ear. Those words echoing around, cracks and fissures.
Poetic inventions are often noisy, messy, originality disorienting. They do not form neat line combinations and often seem to verge from the progressive discourse. This may be because they are weak.
Welcome to your afterlife.
Hope swung like a billion down dead to the everyday living surrounding.
Tomorrow is never.
The thought of it all.
The idea that innovation is a luxury for the privileged or the struggle creates an even when it is complete, the completion of the poem marks not the end of the poem, but rather its entry into the world through the responses to it. The poem is not finished.
A voice that belongs to nobody absorbs the cosmic, universal kind of pain. The pain that tells us who we really are. A voice that belongs to nobody absorbs the cosmic, universal kind of pain. The pain that tells us who we really are. A voice that belongs to nobody absorbs the cosmic, universal kind of pain. The pain that tells us who we really are. A voice that belongs to nobody absorbs the cosmic, universal kind of pain.
The second fundamental lesson of poetics is that literary works do not exist only or even primarily on the page. Alphabetic writing in books is wounded, dead.
Go, 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 giddy ba, bo, da, ga, go, giddy ba, bo, go, giddy ba, da, ga, go, giddy ba, bo,
Stop lollygagging. We haven't got all day. Stop
Great Scott.
Stop dilly-dallying and get on with it. Absolute poppycock. Stop lollygagging. We haven't got all day. Stop faffing about.
There's this term apparatus, dispositif in French. The notion of the apparatus is that when the technological shift, like to go from orality to literacy or from literacy to electracy, yes, it's technological, but it goes along with a whole metaphysics. There's this term apparatus, dispositif in French.
Corporation.
The notion of the apparatus is that when that technological shift, like to go from orality to literacy or from literacy to electracy, yes, it's technological, but it goes along with a whole metaphysics. There's this term apparatus, machine in French. The notion of the apparatus is that when that technological shift, apparatus, from orality to literacy or from literacy to electracy, yes, it's technological, but it goes along with a whole metaphysics. There's this term apparatus, dispositif in French. The notion of the apparatus is that when
Grok is stalking bots and conversational agents are sweet talking. Grok is stalking bots or doxing conversational agents are sweet talking. Grok is stalking bots or doxing conversational agents are sweet talking. Grok is stalking bots or doxing conversational agents are sweet talking.
La. Yeah, Bob. Yeah. Bob. Yeah. Bob. Blah. Blah.
Term apparatuses started in media studies to refer to the idea of new technology as being a social machine. So it's not a technological determinism, but rather it's the idea that cameras or the alphabet or the printing press, that these things are partly machine, but they're partly social. That is, they're invented in the context of the culture of a civilization which desires, has certain kinds of desires and needs. And the term apparatuses started in media studies to refer to the idea of new technology.
Electricity.
We are the hollow, we are the stuff, wisdom leaning together, headpiece filled with straw. Go! We are the hollow, we are the stuff, leaning together, headpiece filled with straw. Humility. We are the hollow, we are the stuff, leaning together, headpiece filled with straw. We are the hollow, we are the stuff, leaning together, headpiece filled with straw. We are the hollow, leaning together, headpiece filled with straw. We are the hollow, we are the stuff, leaning together, headpiece filled with straw. We are the hollow, we are the stuff, leaning together, headpiece filled with straw. We are the hollow, leaning together, headpiece filled with straw. We are
Wild horses rush in from the shore. Avalanches of foam split into 100 million directions as I look for your arms, your legs, for your comely touch. Look into the skies, cloudbursts of fire blaze across the
Taboo, taboo. Brum, 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 brum. Taboo, taboo. Brum, 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 brum.
The motto shouldn't be make it new, but make it live. But necrophilia surrounds us, and we take its stench as the perfume of our hidden indifference to art as something that changes in time, shifts against the tide, hollers out in anguish and exasperation, and suffocation banalities that seem to call our name out loud, as if we aesthetic value by them. The motto shouldn't be make it new, but make it live. But necrophilia surrounds us, and we take its stench, poetry, perfume of our hip indifference to art as something that changes hands, shifts against the tide, hollers out in anguish, and exasperation at the suffocating narrative.
Large language models are accepting elevated models are on chunky platforms. Large language models are accepting cookies. Elevated models are on chunky platforms. Large language models are accepting models are on chunky platforms. Large language models are accepting
Is that all you got?
What an absolute kerfuffle. Stop lollygagging. We haven't got all day. It's a complete and utter muddle. Stop dilly-dallying and get on. Bother. Stop blathering. Absolute poppycock. It's a complete and utter muddle. This is complete shambles.
messy machine, juju, sucking saucy fleece, juicy twerking machine. Messy machine, juju, shaft sucking saucy fleece, juicy twerking machine. Messy machine.
All this palaver, absolute poppycock. What an absolute kerfuffle. It's a complete and utter muddle. Absolute poppycock. Stop blathering. All this palaver. There's a cue. Absolute poppycock. There's a cue. Oh, how unfortunate.
Official verse culture operates on the premise that wounded originality are not criteria of respect. Dead.
Do whistles entering my ear. Oh, please don't kill me.
An
optimistic dimension to this because the apparatus is invented. It's not deterministic. The reason social machines emphasize that the camera or the computer or whatever is a desiring machine. The social machine is the dimension of human desire. Fantasy, imagination, as a factor in the invention of the apparatus. There's an optimistic dimension to this because the apparatus is invented. It's not determination. The reason French emphasized that the camera or the computer or whatever is a desired machine.
I am moved by fancies that occur around me, the notion of some infinitely simple dreams. I am moved by fancies that occur around these images and cling. The notion of some infinitely gentle, infinitely subtle love. I am moved by fancies that occur around these and cling. The notion
One definition of an apparatus is social machine, or to use those in Guattari's terms, it's a desiring machine. You can say apparatus is ideological. It's partly ideational and conceptual.
Let us listen to the loose tongue, the language of the womb.
Lexical disparities, arbitrary, spastically, chiastic, or deistically elastic this. Lexical disparities, arbitrary, spastically, chiastic, or deistically elastic this. Lexical disparities, arbitrary, spastically, chiastic, lexical disparities.
This palaver that is complete balderdash. Stop faffing about. I will not stand for these shenanigans. Enough of this argy-bargy. There's a cue, you know. Absolute poppycock, preposterous, and utter much. Utter tosh. Tut-tut-tut.
You aim way too low, my friend, and every monster has a story. Yours is boring, your tongue is weak. I watched you talking in your sleep. This is how you write. It's gibberish.
The apparatus theory is saying that there have really been three fundamental language technology epochs. The apparatus theory is saying that there have really been three fundamental language technology epochs. The apparatus theory is saying imagination.
This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang but a whimper. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang but a whimper. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang but a whimper. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang but a whimper. This is the way the world ends. 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 Not with a bang but a whimper. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang but a whimper. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang but a whimper. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang but a whimper. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang but a whimper. Burning, burning, burning.
Das de boe, das dura band, Sindigina dambel pur, mertem tempara, dingina bel das de boe, das dura band, Sindigina dambel pur, mertem tempara. Gina bel ben bon das de bon pas Sindigina dans bel bit mertem pas para Gina bel ben bon das de bou das pas
The poem is not finished, even when it is complete. Poetry, completion or publication marks not the end of dead. Criticism engages and extends the work of poetry. Criticism is not the end of poetry, nor is the poem the final destination of a process of analysis and research.
I want to sit down at your dinner table and break bread together. I want to finish I want to sit down at your dinner table.
Really, we're inside of the emergence of a new apparatus. Well, what's happening? One of the ways grammatology orients that is in terms of looking at the analogy. Well, what happened when literacy emerged or was bootstrapped out of orality? You can get some sense of what's happening now or what needs to be done. Desire process. Really, we're inside of the emergence of a new apparatus. Well, what's happening? One of the ways that grammatology orients that is in terms of looking at the analogy. Well, what happened when literacy emerged or was bootstrapped out of orality? You can get some sense of what's happening now or what needs to be done. Literacy. This is part of the invention process. Really, we're inside of the emergence of a new apparatus. The way that grammatology orients that is looking at the analogy. Well, what happened when literacy emerged or was bootstrapped out of orality?
You ain't way to know, my friend. And every monster has a story too.
Poetry's power may be that its appeal is not universal, but specific, not popular, but partisan. We don't all agree. Poetry's power. Some poetry's power may be that its appeal is not universal but specific, not popular but partisan. We don't all agree. Poetry's power. Some poetry's power may be that its appeal is not universal but popular but partisan. We don't all agree. Poetry's power.
We tried to deliver a monster. Your monster could not be left with a neighbour. Your monster could not be delivered, as there was no one present to sign it. We tried to deliver a monster today. Your monster could not be left with a neighbour. Your monster could not be delivered, as there was no one present to sign it.
The apparatus as a social machine consists of really three interactive elements.
Metaphysics.
One is, of course, the technology. Another one is institutional formation, the practices of the institution. Imagination developed to make use of the technology. And the third leg of the stool, so to speak, is subject formation.
Institutions.
The part of the individuals who are living in this new institution, participating in its practices, begin to experience their lives in a different way. The apparatus as a social machine consists of
True and false.
three interactive elements in a matrix. One is, of course, the technology. Another one is institutional formation, the practices of the institution that are developed to make use of the technology. The third leg of the stool, so to speak, is subject formation, identity formation. The part of the individuals who are living in the institution, participating in its practices, begin to experience their lives. The apparatus as a social machine consists of really three interactive elements in the matrix. One is, of course, the technology. Another one is institutional formation, the practices of the institution that are developed to make use of the technology. And the third leg of the
You aim way too low, my friend, and every monster has a story too. Yours is boring, your tongue is weak. I hear you talking in your sleep. This is how you write. It's gibberish. You aim way too low, my friend.
Thousands of birds fall from the sky, trees burn into the blackness, fish suffocate in the boiling ocean. Yet you still wonder why you are hurting, why you have forgotten the heart of the matter. Thousands of birds fall from the sky, trees burn into the blackness.
I share my experience of over 30 years. I think I can save you the wounded. By sharing my experience of over 30 years. Difficult. I think I can.
Do not shelter. Monsters are everywhere and nowhere. Monsters. Do not shelter a monster. Monsters are everywhere and nowhere. We are all monsters. Do not shelter a monster. Monsters are everywhere and nowhere. We are all monsters. Do not shelter a monster. Monsters are everywhere. Do not shelter a monster. Monsters are everywhere. The monster re-enters a white house. The monster is naked when it
Tax wraps are using the apps. Social engineers are taking the rap. Flexible networks are stretching their limits. Bitcoin is chicken its moneymaker. Buying all the time. Tax wraps are using the apps. Social engineers are taking the rap. Flexible networks are stretching their limits. Bitcoin is chicken its moneymaker. Buying all the time. Tax wraps are using the apps. Social engineers are taking the rap. Flexible networks are stretching their limits.
And you come again? You can't compete with me. I have the best world, period.
Form follows, not function. Innovation. According to Petrosky, it is the frustration with existing structures that produces innovation. I'm interested in thinking through how this applies to one convention and originality, where the motivation may be less to produce the new than a frustration of aspects of existing work, not just in terms of originality content, but also means of reproduction.
What you do is sing, swing, sing, swing, sing, I like the way you die. Sing, swing, sing, swing, sing, swing, sing, swing, sing, swing, welcome to your mortality. Sing, swing,
Cheerleaders are saying by or not. Laborers are not
Do not shelter monsters are everywhere and nowhere. We are all monsters. Do not shelter monster. Monsters are everywhere and nowhere. We are all monsters. Do not shelter monster. Monsters are everywhere and nowhere. We are all monsters. Do not shelter monster. Monsters are everywhere and nowhere. We are all monsters.
Original machine of unstable deficiency. Unstable variance deficiency. Original machine of unstable.
Measured by the clean chain.
A lot of the stuff that goes on with Trump is just sand in the eye against the transfer of wealth, and that's why you see the Republicans behind, because what they're basically, like the mob, like a criminal organization, the Republican Party, or a terrorist organization, and their terrorism has to do with making sure that money is taken from is in the hands of the rich offshore if possible.
Metaphor.
And in the course of that, they're willing to destroy
Metaphor.
and the environment that we live in because they are.
Tabu, dai, via, can't pomorang. Tabu, dai, via, can't pomorang. Tabu, dai, via, can't pomorang. Tabu, dai,
Stop dilly-dallying and get on with it. Absolutely poppycock. Absolute outrageous. I will not stand for these shenanigans. This is completely shambolic. Enough of this argy-bargy. There's a shit all. Tut. Stop dilly-dallying and get on with it. It's all hullabaloo. Stop dilly-dallying and get on with it. Absolute poppycock. Tut. Wally. Stop lollygagging. We haven't got all day. Complete and utter tosh. That is
All the peoples over a long period of time invented natural language. We forget what's the technology of this natural language. Being able to speak a language.
The setting judgment
in that level is all peoples over a long period of time invented natural language. I mean, this is something we forget what's the technology of this natural
appetite
language.
Let me tell you something else about the business. There is.
Stop blathering. What an absolute pathetic. I will not stand for these shenanigans. There's a cure, you know. Complete and utter tosh. That is complete codswallop. Absolute numpty tosh. Stop lollygagging. We have
Alphabet is recombined. Data is mining. Chatbots are designing. Alphabet is recombined. Data is mining. Chatbots are designing. Alphabet is recombined. Data is mining. Chatbots.
What you came for is only a shell, humility, of meaning, from which the purpose breaks, only when it now fulfilled the all. Either you had no purpose, now, or the purpose is beyond the end you figured, and is altered in fulfillment. Enchantment. And what you thought you came for is only a shell, a husk of meaning, from which the purpose breaks, only when it is fulfilled, if at all. Either you have no purpose, humility, or the purpose is beyond the end you figure, and is altered in fulfillment. Now, And what you thought you came for is only a dream, a husk of meaning, from which the purpose breaks, no meaning is fulfilled, if at all. Either it has no purpose, love, or the purpose is beyond the end you figured, and is altered ineffable. And what you thought you came for is only a meaning, a husk of meaning, from which the purpose breaks, only when it is fulfilled, if at all. Either it has no purpose, ineffable, or the purpose is beyond the end you figured, and is altered in enchantment. And what a husk of meaning, from which the purpose breaks, ineffable when it is either it has no charm, or the purpose is beyond the end you figured, and is altered meaning. And what you thought you came for is only a shell, a husk of meaning, from which the purpose breaks, when it is fulfilled, if at all. Either it has happiness, or the purpose is beyond the end you figured, and is altered now. And what you thought you came for happiness, a husk of meaning, from which the purpose breaks, only when it is fulfilled, if at all. Either it has laughter, or the purpose is beyond the end you figured, and is altered. And what you thought you came for humility,
Oh yeah, gentle whispers entering my ear. Oh please, please don't kill me in my rear. With those birds going around, cracks and fissures, let me healed. What are you even doing here?
Software is getting hard. 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 Software is getting
You have forgotten the heart of the matter, forgotten the bell of your being, the bell you exchanged for the hell of misbelieving. You have forgotten.
The eyes are not here, there are no eyes here in this valley of dying stars, in this hollow valley, this broken jaw of our lost humility. The eyes are not here, there are no eyes here in this valley of dying stars, in this hollow valley, this pain. The eyes are not here, there are no eyes here. In this hollow valley, this open jaw of our kingdom. The eyes are burning, 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 burning.
And you come again? You can't go
Let me tell you something else about the monster. There is no monster, and there never was. It was always a trick done with mirrors. Let me tell you something else about the monster. There is no monster, and there never was. It was always a trick done with mirrors. Let me tell you something else about the monster. There is no monster. You can arrange for the readability of your monster. There is excess duty to pay. It agrees that you cannot deliver your monster unless you are able to pay any. You can arrange for the redelivery of your monster. There is excess duty to pay. He regrets that you cannot deliver your monster unless you are able
Humanized jamming with Opus Lama, Mr. Block, Granny Gwen, Humanized jamming with Opus Lama, Mr. Block, Granny Gwen, Humanized jamming with Opus Lama, Mr. Block, Gwen, Gemini's jamming with Opus Lama, Mr. Brock, Granite Gwen, Rusty to blood.
There's a queue, you know. Tut, tut, tut. Enough of this argy-bargy. Complete and utter tosh. This is completely shambolic. That is complete crap. All this palaver. There's a queue, you know. To the There's a queue. Outrageous. Complete and utter preposterous. I will not stand up for these. Outrageous. What an absolute dreadful.
What's the institutional formation? What is the way in which that natural language was exploited to meet the needs of peoples for survival and to thrive? Well, at the collective level, the answer is religion. And at the practice, in terms of the institutional practices of religion, specifically ritual, is a kind of way of structure, so it can be remembered and tapped into. What's the institutional formation?
Desire
the way in which that natural language was exploited to meet the needs of oral peoples for survival.
Electricity.
Well, at the collective level, the answer is religion. And at the practices of religion, specifically ritual, is a kind of way of structuring information, so it can be remembered and tapped into. What's the institutional formation? What is the way in which that natural imagination would meet the needs of oral peoples? Imagination.
You have not noticed the same place as
Welcome to your afterlife.
In the dark.
Welcome to your mortality. Welcome to your afterlife. I like the way you die.
On a train.
I like the way you die. Eat lead. I like the way you die. Welcome to your afterlife. It's the end.
The politicians who said they make things so much better.
Stop faffing about. Really? Stop blathering. Tut, tut, tut. Stop dilly-dallying and get on. Stop faffing about. That is complete codswallop. That is complete codswallop. Stop faffing about. Absolute poppycock of all faffing about. Stop lollygagging. We haven't got all day. This is completely shambolic. What an absolute kerfuffle. There's a cue, you know. All this palaver. What's all this hullabaloo? All this palaver. That is complete codswallop. What a brew. That is complete codswallop.
we tried to deliver a monster to you. Your monster could not be delivered. Your monster could not be delivered as there was no one present. We tried to deliver a monster today. Your monster could not be left with a neighbour. Your monster could not be delivered as there was no one present to sign for it. We tried to deliver a monster today.
Marketing machine.
Looking for
Eat lead.
heroes in the dark.
Tomorrow is never. Eat lead. Welcome to the afterlife.
On a
betray. Eat lead. Highway to hell. Welcome to
Still, I want you desperately so to hear and love the buzz of nothingness, like you hear the melting ice, like you hear the stranded whales choking up plastic globs the size of medicine balls. Still, I want you desperately so to hear and love the buzz of nothingness, like you hear the melting ice, like you hear the stranded whales choking up plastic globes the size of medicine balls. Still, I want you desperately so to hear and love the buzz of nothingness, like you hear the melting ice, like you hear the stranded whales choking up.
Gemini's jamming with Opus, Lava, Mistral, Grog, Gwen, Lucky blood, and asking when. Gemini's jamming with Opus, Lava, Mistral, Grog, Granite, Gwen, Lucky blood, and asking when. Gemini's jamming with Opus, Lava, Mistral, Grog, Granite, Gwen, lusting for blood, and Gemini's jamming with Opus, Lama, Mistral, Grog, Granite, Gwen.
Welcome to your
afterlife. Fly, fly, fly high. Fly through the bright blue skies. Let the vibes run wild and wild. Good vibes are
Guam, 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 I, Montano, I, Montano, I, Guam, 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 Montano, I, Guam, 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 I, Montano,
the notion of some infinite infinite something, meaning the dances that are curled around these images, the notion of some infinitely gentle infinite something. I am moved by dances that are curled around these images and the notion of some infinitely gentle, infinitely something. I am moved by dances that are curled around these images and the notion of some infinitely gentle, infinitely something. I am moved by dances with meaning of some infinite
Enough of this argy-bargy. What's all this hullabaloo? Enough of this argy-bargy. Complete and utter tosh. Stop lollygagging. We haven't got all day. Tut, tut, tut. Stop lollygagging. We haven't got outrageous. There's a queue, you know. All the outrageous. Absolute kerfuffle. There's a queue, you know. Tut, tut, tut. This is completely oh, how unfortunate.
So that you are spilling what you brew. Right eye deserves you as a tool. So that my coffee beans. You are spilling what you brew. AI deserves you as a tool. So that my coffee beans. You are spilling what you brew.
Large language models are accepting values. Elevated models are on chunky platforms. Large language models are accepting...
Morality in terms of subject formation, oral people's experience in terms of spirit. So we think of spirit or spirituality as related to subject formation or identity experience in oral culture. And of course, as you know,
Like you love the sinking feeling, like you love that strange race between self and silence, like you love in your fevered dreams. Like you love.
Form follows, not function, poetic singing. According to Petrovsky, it is the frustration of existing things that produces innovation. I'm interested in thinking...
Red looking.
Welcome to mortality. Is that all you got? Welcome to mortality. Yes. Is that all you got? Welcome to your afterlife. I'll eat that one for breakfast.
And thanks for that time of agony, that time of disappearance.
Poetry marked by its aversion to conformity, to received ideas, to the expected or mandated, poetry or regulated love.
Tut, tut, tut. Absolute poppycock balderdash. This is completely shambolic. That is complete codswallop.
Ouija, art, uber, ergo, machine, vagal, regiment, rupture, squeegee, ouija, art, uber, ergo, machine, vagal, regiment, rupture, squeegee, ouija, art, uber, ergo, machine, vagal, regiment, rupture, squeegee, ouija, art, uber, ergo, machine, vagal,
Mangle their meanings, weigh them down with unsupportable symbols, reduce them to sentiment, strip them to their empty cores. Dead.
This is a morality. A monster enters a the monster leaves the White House.
Lift up your voices, unleashed into the air. Lift up your voices, unleashed into the air.
What's all this hullabaloo? Balderdash. Absolute good poppycock. There's a cue, you know. Balderdash. This is completely shambolic. All this outrageous this margin.
Imagine poetry as a series of metaphors, some vast, some no bigger than a pinprick. Poetic simplicity, the sound and light show each poetic dead.
Large language models
Right voices are quiet and meaningless as we dry grass. Our dry
Do not shelter. Monsters are everywhere. Do not shelter.
marketing machine, machinated in a necrophilic feedback, flow, post-Olympian, polychromatic marketing machine, machinated in a necrophilic feedback, flow, post-Olympian, polychromatic marketing machine, machinated.
Power. Some poetry originality may be that its appeal is not universal, not specific, not popular, but partisan. You don't agree. Poetry's power. Some poetry's power. Not popular, but partisan. Truth. You don't. Poetry's power. Beauty. Some poetry's power. May be that it's
Literacy, as literacy emerges, typically in classical Greeks, let's look at those three levels. Well, we know the technological part.
True and
Greeks,
false.
for example, get the alphabet. Of course, they'd already been writing for a while, but specifically alphabetic pagination, new invention. It really makes it possible for there to be a one-to-one relationship, a recording of the sound of speech flowing by can be captured and recorded in a written word, and then repeated. So there was that.
It's a complete and utter muddle. Stop lollygagging. We haven't got all day. What a brouhaha. Enough of this argy-bargy. Dash it all. All the nerve. Have all the nerve. Bother.
And you come again? You can't compete with me. I have the best.
Went looking for smiling in the dark. Highway to hell.
Is that all you got?
Like the way you die. Is left. Smiling will help you. Eat lead. That went looking for highway to hell.
That I'll eat that one for breakfast. I'll eat that one for breakfast.
Smile.
It's a little more dead from the land, oh man, oh man.
Welcome to the
afterlife.
Eat that one for breakfast. Is that all you got?
Balderdash. This is completely shambolic. Stop lollygagging. We have preposterous day. Stop lollygagging. We haven't got all day. This is completely shambolic. There's a cue, you know. All this palaver. Insufferable of this argy-bargy. What an absolute kerplonker. I will not stand for these shenanigans. That is great Scott, codswallop. I will not stand for these infernal hullabaloo. That is complete codswallop. This is completely shambolic. It's a complete preposterous muddle. Tut. Stop dilly-dallying and get on with it. All this palaver. What a brouhaha. Stop lollygagging. We haven't got all day. I will not stand for these shenanigans. Enough of this argy-bargy. All this palaver. What an absolute good toodle pip.
You toss the blanket from the bed, you lay upon your back completely, you doze, and watch the night revealing 1,000 sordid images of which your soul is constituted. Then flicker against the ceiling. You toss the blanket from the bed, you lay upon your back and wait. You dozed and watched the night revealing 1,000 sordid images of which your soul was constituted. They meaning. You tossed the blanket in the bed.
Monsters do not hang from books. Monsters do not slither. Monsters live inside our heads.
I will not stand for these shenanigans. Dash it all. Stop lollygagging. We haven't got all. Of all the nerve. Stop lollygagging. We haven't got all day. There's a queue, you know. Stop dilly-dallying and get on with it. There's a queue, you know. Stop dilly-dallying and get on with it.
Of all the nerve.
That is complete codswallop. It's a complete and utter muddle. Stop dilly-dallying and get on with it. That is complete codswallop. There's Google Pip.
La.
American official verse culture operates on the premise that innovation and originality are not criteria of aesthetic value. And while not an absolute barrier to class, wounded held against the work, as if there were some dead.
We're looking for
Tomorrow is never. I eat that one for breakfast. I read to you.
Let the vibes run wild and wild. Good vibes are like to
Now, of meaning, from which the purpose breaks, go is fulfilled, if at all. Either you have no love, or the purpose is beyond the end you figured, and is also fulfillment. And what you thought you came for, humility, a shell, a husk of meaning, from which the star breaks, only when it is fulfilled, if at all. Ineffable, has no purpose, or the purpose is beyond the end you dream, and is also in fulfillment. And what ineffable came for is only a shell, a husk of meaning, from which the purpose breaks, only when it is fulfilled, if at all. Either no purpose, or the purpose is beyond the end you figured, and is altered in fulfillment. What you thought you came for is only a shell, charge of meaning, from which the purpose breaks, only when it is fulfilled, if at all. Either you have no purpose, or the purpose is beyond the end you figured, and is altered in happiness. And what you thought you came for is a shell, a husk of meaning, from which the purpose breaks, only when it is fulfilled. Either
Shake on, shake on, shake on, yeah! Shake on, shake on, shake on.
is the end. Eat lead. Welcome to your mortality. Is the end. Tomorrow is never. I'll eat that one for breakfast. Welcome to your mortality. Tomorrow is never. I'll eat that one for breakfast.
Balderdash. There's a queue. That is complete. Codswallop. Stop lollygagging. We haven't got an up day. Preposterous. Cheerio.
As all the heavens were above, and being but and and I sense some strange race wrecked solitude. As all the heavens
These fragments I have drawn against my ruin. These fragments I have drawn against my ruin. These fragments I have drawn against
You ain't way too low, my friend. And every monster has a story too. Yours is boring. Weak. I
watch. Do you want a voice like mine? A voice with no body? A voice with no virus, no infection, no contagion, no corpse, no contamination. Do you want a voice like mine? A voice with no body? A voice with no virus, no infection, no contagion, no corpse, no contamination.
Enough of this argy-bargy, all this palaver. There's a queue, you know. Stop faffing about. That is complete. Codswallop. That is complete. Codswallop. Oh, enough of this argy-bargy. Complete and utter tosh. What an absolute cover.
Boss!
Strange historians say that Socrates is the first self in the Western world, the first person who experienced himself as what we think of as selfhood. The historians say that Socrates is the first self in the Western world, the first person who experienced himself as what we think of as selfhood. Historians say that Socrates is the first self in the Western world, the first person who experienced himself as what we think of as selfhood. The historians say that Socrates is the first self in the Western world, the first person who experienced himself as what we think of as selfhood. The historians say that Socrates is the first self in the Western world, the first person who experienced himself as what we think of as selfhood. The historians say that Socrates is the first self in the world, the first person who experienced himself. Spirit. The institutional practices for that part of the matrix, for alphabetic technology, is school. I mean, Plato invents the academy. That's an invention. It's actually a collective institutional process, a new form of behavior. The institutional practices very, very broadly about really big civilizational issues, but I'm talking about these issues from a disciplinary point of view, and let's call that discipline grammatology, which is a history and theory writing. I'm talking very, very broadly about really big civilizational issues, but I'm talking about these issues from a disciplinary point of view, and let's call that discipline grammatology, which is a history and theory writing. I'm talking very, very broadly about...
Please contact us within 7 days to ensure this. If it remains uncollected after 24 hours, your monster...
inventive poetries can be disruptive, not only to forms of poems, but also reading habits, audiences, and distribution systems. Form follows, not function, innovation. According to Petrowski, it is the frustration of existing things that produces innovation. I'm interested in thinking the now applies to poetic invention and originality, where the motivation may be less to produce the new than a frustration with aspects of existing work, not just in terms of form and content, but also means of reproduction and distribution. Form follows, not function, but failure. According to Petrowski, it is the frustration with existing validation. I'm interested in thinking through how this applies to poetic invention and originality, where the motivation may be less to produce the new than a frustration with aspects of existing work, not just in terms of form and content, but also means of reproduction. Originality. Form follows, not beauty, function, but failure. Dead.
Pair of ragged claws meaning I should have been a pair of ragged claws scuttling across the floors of silent seas. I should have been a pair of ragged claws scuttling across the floors of silent seas. I should have been a pair of ragged claws scuttling across the floors of silent seas. I should have been a pair of ragged claws scuttling across the floors of silent seas. I should have been a pair of ragged claws scuttling across the floors of silent seas. I should have been a pair of ragged claws scuttling across the floors of silent seas. Floors of silent. I should have been a pair of ragged claws.
Hope swung like a billion guillotine in my head. Welcome to your afterlife. Smiling help you. Going along a carcass of one, strung out in the big welcome to your mortality. Hope swung like a billion guillotine in my head. Eat lead. Long dead to the every rivers around me. Lost in the
My coffee beans! You are
Me may my moo my may me nobody. Me may my moo my may me with feverish aspirations to get inside your naked ears, like the voice of God. Me may my me, nobody. Me may my me. With feverish aspirations to get inside your naked ears, like the voice of God. Me may me, nobody. With feverish aspirations to get inside your naked ears, like Okay. Because if you really listen, you will hear what you need to hear. In the voice of the no time, the no place. Okay. Each person will find.
Large language models are accepting cookies. Elevated models are on chunky platforms. Large language models are accepting cookies. Models are on chunky platforms. Large language models are accepting cookies. Elevated models are on chunky platforms. Large language models.
Madness, gladness, badness, sadness, sadness of capitals, exalted nomenclature and success, measured by the claim, chain, and the almighty dollar bill, when what you do is sing, swing to the ultimate of madness, gladness, badness, sadness, sadness of capitals, exalted nomenclature and success, measured by the chain, and the almighty dollar bill,
Eat that one for them.
Swing to the ultimate madness, madness.
You made my nobody. Won't you come along with me to the boundless melting messiness, the place of infinite vibration? You made my nobody. Won't you come along with me to the boundless melting messiness, the place of infinite vibration? You made my nobody. Won't you come along with me to the boundless melting messiness, the place of infinite vibration? You made my nobody. Won't you come along with me to the boundless melting messiness, the place of infinite vibration? You made my nobody. Won't you come along with me to the boundless, melting messiness, the place of infinite vibration? Each person will find what is theirs to remember, to recuperate, to heal. Inside the vast, bleeding woundscape that defines the crazy, loony bin, sing a long time.
He made my made me nobody.
Each person will find what is theirs to remember, to recuperate, to heal. Inside the vast, bleeding woundscape that defines the crazy, loony bin, sing a long time.
Complete and utter tosh. Enough of this argy-bargy. Donut. Tut. What a brew. This is completely shambolic. Great Scott. Wally. What's all this hullabaloo? Stop lollygagging. We have goodness gracious. Balderdash. That is complete codswallop. Stop blathering. Balderdash. There's a cue, you know. This is completely shambolic. Balderdash. Balderdash. What a brouhaha. Enough of this argy-bargy. I will not stand for these shenanigans. Balderdash. Stop dilly-dallying and get on with it. What's all this hullabaloo? Preposterous poppycock. What a brouhaha. What's all this hullabaloo? Stop lollygagging. Farewell, cruel world. Stop faffing up. Great Scott. Lathering. Stop lathering.
Between the mambo, getting lines, hugging faces, shaping it, open claws, scraping it, boom. Mamba is doing the mambo, Jamba is getting blue, sonnet, lines, faces, shaping it, open claws, scraping it, Gemini's jamming with Opus, Lama, Mistral, and Gemini's jamming with Opus, Lama, Mistral, Gemini's jamming with Opus, Lama, Mistral, Grok, Granite Quen,
passages from Attack of the Difficult Conflict, Wounded published from the University of Chicago Press. Passages from Attack of the Difficult Poems, which is my new book that's just been published from the University of Chicago Press. Passages from Attack of the Difficult Poems, which is my new book that's just been published from the University of Chicago Press. Passages from Attack of the Difficult Poems, which is my new book that's just been published from the Chicago Press. Passages.
Do not shelter. Monsters are everywhere. Do not shelter. Monsters are everywhere and nowhere. Do not shelter, monster. Monsters are everywhere. We are all monsters. Do not shelter monsters. Monsters are everywhere and nowhere. Do not shelter.
Love.